What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist 8. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling ready to celebrate, Cancer, because it's that full moon energy. But before we get into that, Cancer, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just out of this world, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void. Of course, there's all of those lunar shenanigans. Sidebar, Cancer. That's Rhonda. And I actually just met a Cancer whose name's Rhonda. I thought that was kind of fantastic. But, oh, yeah. Of course, yes, all those little shenanigans. Like I was like, see, that's what happens when I go off script there, Cancer. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a 1-to-1 getting it together. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Let's jump into it. It's time. I'm excited. Moon's in Leo is fantastic, but Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling pumped, joyful, exuberant. All those Leo 9 Leo 9, that's fine. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Jupiter Day. Hope you're feeling expansive, ready to grow. This is a great day for just living larger than life there, Cancer. And I feel like, well, again, what an appropriate energy to be in with this full moon in Leo. So I've decided, Cancer, on these like kind of major aspects when we get to like the first and last quarter phase and the full moon phase. I'm also going to include a little segment where I talk about a couple of aspects in this energy, but I'm going to talk about the full moon and Leo there first. But before we jump into this thing, Cancer, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Oh, wait a minute. I think I jumped ahead there. Cancer. See, I'm all out of sorts. Cancer, no, we're going to start with the full moon. Cancer, the full moon's in Leo. And you know what? Because with this energy, Cancer, with this full moon, this is a great time of, Leo is the sign of joy, of creativity, of self-expression. And I feel with this full moon, I feel like really asking yourself, how has this thing that you set out for this, from this beginning of this new moon cycle, how has that brought you joy? In what ways has this really kind of allowed yourself to, I feel like it's this energy of, yeah, because I feel like when we're setting off for setting these intentions there, Cancer, it doesn't have to be all like this serious energy all the time there. Leo is very kind of lighthearted. Oh, we'll get into that in a second there, Cancer. But Leo is very kind of lighthearted, very fun, and it's doing the things that you love. And I feel like that this energy is like really kind of asking you, now that we're in this time of celebration and release and kind of reaping what you've sown, just really how has this just raised your vibration through the roof? And I feel like even too how this may have even inspired others, because Leo energy is one that when they're living their authentic self, they can't help but raise others' vibration and kind of get them motivated to try something new there, try to get like, how do I do what Leo is doing? Like, how do I get into that fun, confident type of energy there, Cancer? So I feel like this full moon is one of just like very, very joyful moon, one very, very big kind of energy that's coming through here. But I kind of want to really kind of get into the aspects with this energy, because there's a few that I want to talk about. Because one, when you just think about the full moon, this is when the sun and the moon are opposed to one another. And where this is happening between the sun being in Aquarius and the moon being in Leo, this is on that ego axis, that sense of self. And now I feel like this is like even kind of questioning Cancer, because oppositions are very can bring about tensions and polarities. The energies are having troubles mixing, and I feel like this is asking some maybe how Aquarius deals with like society and groups and friends and the collective, and it's just like how has maybe have the collective maybe restricted that sense of self-expression there, Cancer. And how do we, or has even like our group supported our energies of self-expression, or do you feel even like on the flip side, Cancer, have you been in this place where maybe you've been where in this like kind of like that, not say you maybe have some Leo in your chart there, Cancer, but this may be even where have we even been supporting others people's need for self-expression and individuality as well. It's very interesting when you get into Leo and Aquarius type of energy, because both, how do I want to put this, I feel like Leo wants to shine bright and wants to be like this leader, and Aquarius wants to, I feel like, raise. They want to bring their innovative mind to help raise the collective. So it's like, how do we bring both of those best parts of those energies together there, Cancer? And I feel like it's like, how does what you're doing help the collective while still getting that sense of fulfillment? I feel like it's what this kind of Sun Moon opposition is kind of wanting to guide you there, Cancer. But on a bigger on a bigger or a different type of scale, just thinking with where the moon is at, when we're talking about that self-expression and this like doing things that we want to create and such, Mars and Mercury are actually in a conjunction when this full moon is happening, and this is a very great blend there, Cancer, because it's like our thoughts and our actions are infused together, and I feel like where our mental state is at can really kind of like, if we say that we can do this thing, and it's in Capricorn where this conjunction is happening, so it's like when we set our minds to accomplish these things, it's like our drives can match where our thoughts are at. So I feel like this is a great energy to be mindful of where your thoughts are at, thinking about like, I can achieve these things, I can create this wonderful things that can bring me this energy of joy, and I can enjoy what I'm doing on top of that there, Cancer. I feel like we don't want to forget that energy that Leo is bringing. But also too, with this conjunction happening, it's forming a square with Chiron, and Chiron happens to be in Aries, and that's where we may feel like our deepest wound in a sense. And with it happening in Aries, that's kind of getting into this question of like this sense of self. How do I feel confident in taking the actions that I'm doing, or am I overcompensating for something, trying to force this be, try to force something to happen and not considering other people along the way there. But the nice thing I feel with this energy is that even though this is a challenging aspect, the ruler of where Chiron's at is Mars, who does very well in Capricorn. So I feel like this energy is kind of pushing you to really kind of to embody that sense of to have more confidence in what you're doing there, Cancer. It can be a very supportive energy, I feel like, with how things are kind of lined up with this full moon energy. There's a lot of big energy going on here. And also too, Jupiter and Saturn are in a very harmonious conversation as well, because they're forming a sextile, and it's really kind of taking that kind of big, dreamy, imaginative, creative energy of Pisces that Saturn happens to be in, which is giving that energy form. And now it's forming a conversation with Jupiter, who is in Taurus, which is building that foundation, getting that sense of security, building up that self-confidence, learning again about yourself and where we can solidify this energy there, Cancer. So now I feel like things are really kind of supporting you in this growth. I feel like this can be very healing energy for the sense of self and finding out how you show up for yourself and how you show up for society, if this makes sense. I know this is a lot of energy, and I hope that makes sense. I'm just kind of trying this thing out here, Cancer. So let me know if you like these, hearing about these aspects and things during these quarter phases there. And I'll make sure to include a timestamp if this is not something that you're interested in. I'll have them all listed in there, Cancer. But now, Cancer, last couple of things. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cancer. Definitely check them out, show them some love. They are really a fantastic group. You know, it's and this is too, you know, we're in this with the sun being in Aquarius and Pluto being Aquarius. Is a very kind of networking energy there, Cancer, and there's power in community and in forming friendships there. I'm really been it's been fantastic, so definitely go show them support there, Cancer. Also, there's a link for an astrologer that I like watching as well, and there's also some links for some podcasts that I've been enjoying listening to and some apps that I've been working with as well there, Cancer, so definitely check all that out. Well, all that being said there, Cancer, let's get into this general energy of the day, which I like that we're talking about this full moon energy, but we have this new moon in Virgo here, which is trust that all will be well. And absolutely, Cancer, even though we have all this big energy, let's say with what you started off on this lunar cycle, maybe we have, because again, Chiron is forming these square aspects with your sun. He's actually getting ready to become exact. I want to say on the 26th is when the exact energy is happening with my sun placement. But this has been forming aspects with this energy, and maybe we've been doubting if things have been, you know, if we can trust our intuition, or if we can trust that we can achieve something there, Cancer. And sometimes at a lower expression, Virgo can get overly stressed out. You know, there can be so focused on all of the details. I have to do this thing, I have to do that thing, I have to do the other thing, and you know, like that can really kind of burn you out. But I feel like it is learning to relax a little bit and trust in the process, you know, not to force anything. Where I was talking about that overcompensation with Chiron, is allowing things to happen naturally. You set these intentions each lunar cycle, and if it doesn't quite land how you want to, maybe there are some things that are being revealed during this full moon where it's just like, oh, maybe that's why things didn't go well. Because the nice thing too, I feel like with these lunar cycles, even if things don't quite line up how you want to, we don't have to feel defeated from this energy. This is a time where we can, I'm picturing just like with Leo, just kind of going through, lick our wounds and understand where, oh, okay, the reason this didn't happen because there's this that I needed to work on as well. There's a detail that we may have been missing. And maybe then we can focus on this thing, this next lunar cycle, which I want to say, it'll actually be a new moon in Virgo. So how fascinating. Look at how you're syncing up with the energies there, Cancer. But at least I want to say, yeah, I think it'll be a new moon in Virgo. But I feel that this energy is, you know, like once you, where was I at? It's like you can start this up, whatever this new thing that we discover, and then as we start to get that solidified, then maybe we can incorporate this thing from the last lunar cycle and just kind of come at it from a different angle there, Cancer. But I do feel like that it is trusting that all will be well, that the things that are meant for you will not pass you by. You know, it may be, depending on where the energies are, it may translate a little bit differently, but I do feel like that it is trusting in this divine guidance, trusting that the energies are trying to support you and want you to shine bright there, and they want you to enjoy the growth as well here, Cancer. But let's get some tarot on this, Cancer, and get some details. See if I can shuffle there, Cancer. Oh. And if you do get a chance there, Cancer, you know, do some moon gazing. You know, get out there and just bask under this new moon, or under this full moon. I'm really ready for the new moon, it seems like. But yeah, sit under this new moon, Cancer. and allow those energies to just, I feel like, fill you up with joy there, and really enjoy this process. Oh my goodness, the Empress, what's good? Hold on, Cancer. I like this. So Cancer, you have the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Death card, the Devil, and the Empress here. Where do I want to start? Thank you. Let's start with the Death card here, Cancer, because I feel that, you know, like I was saying earlier, I feel like when we're going through this process, even if things don't quite line up the way that we wanted to during this lunar cycle here, I feel like it is acknowledging that there was a change that happened in you, Cancer, and that is something to celebrate. That's something that should bring us joy, because at least we took the effort to try to grow something, to manifest this sense of abundance, because I feel like with the Empress, she is one, she rules over Taurus and Libra, but I'm feeling this kind of the Taurus part of her rulership when, Taurus is this build, and we were talking about that with Jupiter, and I feel that this is appreciating the growth that has happened with you, Cancer, because it's not like you did this thing for nothing, and I feel with the Seven of Wands there, we want to be mindful about being overly critical of our process and how we've gone about this, and being patient with ourselves. Knight of Pentacles, because I feel the Knight of Pentacles, if things haven't gone our way, then this is a time to kind of slow down a little bit and reevaluate our game plan, and to not let, I feel like, try not to succumb to where we just kind of give up there, Cancer, or where we go back to things that, like, I feel like that give us that sort of, how do I want to put this? I feel like it's not allowing ourselves to go back and get to those things where we go looking for those instant kind of dopamine hits, or those short-term satisfaction that coming on there, that I feel like this true joy is something that takes some time to build up there, Cancer. And again, it's not like and I feel like it's just like, because this is Capricorn energy, the Devil, and Capricorn, the metaphor I like using with Capricorn is like they're climbing, they're always like climbing up this mountain, and sure, we want to get to the destination, but we want to take into like the view along the way as well, and trust that, I feel like when we take in those little moments of joys, those little victories, and how we've won, then that helps ease the pain in the grand scheme of things there. We keep celebrating those small wins, it leads to those big wins, and when we get to that goal, that full moon here, then we can really bask in that celebration there, Cancer. And I feel with the Devil, Capricorn, and the Death card here, Scorpio, they favor sometimes, I feel, because they both can be this energy of resilience. They know that life doesn't always just hand things to you, that things just don't always come easy, that there's work that's needing to be done there, and there's things that we need to face in order to get to this energy of, like, I feel like of true abundance. I feel with the Empress there, if that makes sense, Cancer. And so I do feel like that trust that everything else, that all this stuff happens in divine timing. If we did have something where we did get a little tripped up there with the Devil being here, to not feel like that the chain that completely omits all of the effort in things that you've done up until now. That's a time for you to, again, just kind of sit down, reset, be kind to yourself, maybe do some self-care with the Empress, and then come at it again tomorrow there, Cancer. And then I feel like it's even too, it's like, how do I want to put this? It's like, how do we show up how do we show up more confident tomorrow than we did yesterday? How do we embody a better version of ourselves? Or how do we be better than we were yesterday? It's essentially, I think, what I'm trying to get out there, Cancer. Whew. All right, Cancer, but let's get some more energy on this. And I'm one more thing, Cancer. Just feeling with the Seven of Wands when I was talking about how that, how the sun being opposed to the moon and how we may have been suppressed by society, possibly even. I feel like it's not being defeated by what others may feel like as well. Maybe for some, it's not that they're celebrating your victory, but it's just like, oh, well, that's, maybe for some we have those energies like, well, that's typical of Cancer, always doing this, always doing that, not promoting this growth or, But that's just another thing to kind of consider, protecting your energies of not letting others limit your growth or saying that, well, it's difficult to change or that, you're always like this, Cancer. I feel like I feel like anyone can change, but I feel like it's something where we have to want to change. We have to put in that initiative even when we feel maybe that others don't believe in what we're doing. We need to believe that we can change, their Cancer. So, and it's not doing it to show them that, oh, like, see, told you so. It's more so just like, right, Mars, that I can do this thing. It's like it's this paradigm shift that I'm kind of feeling with the Seven of Wands there. But let me get the rest of your cards here, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Thanks, spirits. Let's see what's going on. So you have the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and then the Tower here, Cancer. And with the Eight of Swords being here, I feel like this is where I was talking about, where we can kind of pigeonhole ourselves. Sometimes when I feel like when things happen to not go our way, or when we're going through, maybe when we like trip up, or where something kind of catches us off guard here, I feel like with the Tower, we can get into this place where it's like, oh, well, maybe I can't do it, or maybe like, or like maybe they were right, like this is like, why even bother, or maybe this whole manifestation's for the birds, or you know what I mean, Cancer. And I feel that it's not allowing yourself to try to, because sometimes I feel like when we're on this journey, there are times where I feel like with this Five of Pentacles, we can feel a little alone in this. We can kind of feel like we're sort of out in the cold and may not have the support or the security that we're needing. And this is Mercury in Taurus. I feel like, who was I talking? I was just talking with this about. I feel like I've been talking a lot about the Five of Pentacles. And Mercury in Taurus sometimes can be this sort of like fixed mindset where we're looking outside of ourselves, looking for maybe some sort of material validation or some sort of external thing to validate what we're doing. But I feel this Ace of Cups here is learning to trust again that all will be well. There's this nurturing, this self-care, this I feel like even like this epiphany here with the Tower that, that foundation that others need to, and that's something I feel like when we get into Leo energy, that it's like we need, it's again doing this stuff for you. And I feel like it's questioning if we've gotten this Tower here where something is starting to crumble, it's like, what was our motivation behind this? Were we doing this to impress others, or were we doing this to please others, or trying to fit in this sort of role here? That can be a lower expression of Leo, this sense of playing the part, being the actor, but not really being themselves. It's this, now I feel like there's this energy of shifting that mentality a little bit, seeing how that hasn't been serving you a purpose, and finding this sense of security within their Cancer. And I feel too, because there is a lot of, I feel like, healing energy that's happening with this Ace of Cups and this Empress that's coming through here. And hang with me, Cancer. You know, she's the Empress is pregnant in this picture, and I feel like this is you nurturing that inner child. You know, maybe those insecurities where we may have been in that instance where we felt like we couldn't do this thing, that we couldn't take this action, wherever these, because the devil can translate in a lot of different ways, but is where we surrender our where we can surrender our authority and our sense of power, and that can hinder our change there, Cancer. But yeah, I feel like that this is getting to this. Yeah, just I feel like this is learning these like almost like coping mechanisms in a sense. You know, getting where we're having this state of this is more sense of security within their Cancer. So, and allowing that inner child to let them know, like, no, you can dream, you can manifest this stuff, you can do this thing, because even Leo energy can represent that kind of childlike energy. So I like this, Cancer. And we were talking about that earlier, that kind of can do attitude, because both the Empress Venus and the Tower Mars are in Capricorn. And where, you know, if we believe it, then we can manifest it. Absolutely. We're just all we're missing is Mercury, that mindset. But let's get some advice from the sun there, Cancer. Ooh, I tell you, Cancer, Queen of Cups for weeks. I'm with it. Thank you, spirits. So last little bit here, Cancer. So we have the Three of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Moon card here, Cancer, Pisces. And let's switch back over. You know, because Cancer, I feel like if you do have people around you that may not be motivating you for what you're doing, that get you in this state of doubt, it's, you know, like I was saying, the sun deals with this sense, being in Aquarius deals with this sense of groups. And if we're noticing that our environment is not being conducive to our growth, it's, you know, changing the people that we're hanging around there, Cancer. But I do feel too with the Three of Cups in this lower expression that, again, be mindful of, again, like people pleasing and doing things for just the sake of just doing things for the sake of others in a sense. And I do feel that, Cancer, with this moon in Leo, that this is a time to celebrate with the Four of Wands, because something has been accomplished. You showed up for yourself, you know, with this full moon, and that's something to be celebrated. Maybe if it didn't quite go, even if it didn't go quite how we wanted to, you took a chance and journeyed into the unknown. You set this intention, you entertained this thought that I can do this thing. That there is this possibility that, like, oh, maybe things don't always have to be this way. And then, you know, the Queen of Cups is one that she appreciates all of her experiences, because they shaped her to the incredible manifester that she is today, the incredible Cancerian that she is, because this is Cancer's card for me. And I feel as you learn to motivate yourself there, Cancer, and to not get in your head with this new moon in Virgo energy, to not overanalyze this thing, and to get, you know, to let our thoughts rule us, in a sense, with this Page of Swords energy, then I feel it just gets a lot easier here with the moon card to journey into the unknown, to keep thinking that, like, in realizing that our dreams can come true. In this, the moon card always reminds me of how our imaginations can run wild in the dark, you know, where we can see the wildest things. But if we were to take that same imaginative energy, that Pisces energy, and to manifest what we want, that Jupiter sextile Saturn energy, then what amazing things can happen there, Cancer. I'll tell you what amazing things can happen, because after the moon is the sun card. And happiness can happen, joy can happen, celebration, Four of Wands can happen there, Cancer. I like this. I think I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. Lot to celebrate on, Cancer, because congratulations, you set an intention. I'm proud of what you've done, and you should be proud of what you've done there too. So And then we're gonna manifest even bigger for the next lunar cycle. That Cancer, just keep growing, keep empressing all the way. So I like that. And so getting one more thing from Spirit, it's like I focus on the Taurus part of the Empress, but Libra, I feel this is too, we're forming different relationships, like more nurturing relationships. I feel like with some, that there's this energy that I feel that something is changing here, because that's a lot of Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius shows us where the foundation of maybe some old people, Three of Cups, that we may have hung out with or may have associated with, may not be resonating anymore. And now this may be a time where we're either putting up boundaries or maybe we're closing out chapters, and I feel like we appreciate even those ones that were even a little more challenging, because they toughened us, Cancer. We learned something from them, and this gives us something to think about in ways that we can be better in the next relationship that we're in, whether this be with friends, love, family, whatever, business, whatever that's looking like. So I'm with it, Cancer. Trust all will be well. But if you like that, Cancer, and I hope you like that little extra kind of added aspect thing with this thing. But if you like that, Cancer, something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer, because I feel like this was very motivating. I feel I feel like a lot of, because this is a time for celebration and just really kind of enjoying the process of this lunar cycle. There, enjoying being who you are and, being in your self-expression. I feel like that is something to be celebrated, Cancer. And then subscribe there, Empress. Hit that bell button to get notified on these videos each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer, check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus places. Even check your Mars there, Cancer. But just check your chart. And then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos, weekly ones, I do monthly ones, yearly ones. It's a great old time there, Cancer. I enjoy it. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, Cancer, so I can get you out of here, get you growing, expanding, sentencing. You have the Temperance card here, Cancer. And with the Temperance, Cancer, the Temperance is, and I like this, how you got the Death card, the Temperance, and the Devil here, and even the Tower, because they all go in order there, Cancer. And the Temperance card, I feel like, is how do we balance ourselves with these changes? How are we processing this growth there? And I feel that the Temperance shows us where maybe things have gotten a little out of whack there, and then it's like the Temperance can be sometimes this energy of there's the potentiality for overindulgence, and it's just like making sure where I feel the Temperance card is like a reminder when the Devil does pop up there, where we can get back into this state of balance, where things have maybe gotten a little overindulgent, or where things have maybe been a little under, where we may have been overcompensating for something, or maybe doing something because of others there, or not doing things because, or doing stuff because it really fulfills us there, Cancer. And I feel the Temperance card there too is this reminder that it's a constant adjustment with this energy here. We're always going to feel this energy of challenge, but that gives us an opportunity to grow and to change and to evolve and to get into our best energies there, Cancer. But let me get your other oracle card here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And I like that this Temperance card, she's pouring this tea here, Because when I was talking about that trusting that all can be well, that can be a little difficult sometimes there, Cancer, trusting in the process and knowing that the actions that we're taking are going to lead towards our highest vibration there. But thank you, spirits. Let me see what other card you got here. Ha! Cancer, absolutely. So you got the change and progress card here. And I like this, Cancer, because this is, I feel like this is like what we're talking about with the Knight of Pentacles, being patient with the change. And that it doesn't happen overnight. It is a whole process. And I feel like it's mapping your progress along the way and then seeing as you make changes there. You know, we may have been kind of stuck in this section for a while, but when we adopt these changes, a new pathway kind of opens up there, Cancer. And you know, the Temperance card, this is Sagittarius energy. I feel like we learn about ourselves and where else we can grow and where else we can expand, and just remembering to keep learning about ourselves and trusting in what we believe in there, Cancer. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I like that, Cancer, but you stay safe out there. And enjoy yourself with this full moon energy. If you get a chance there, Cancer, get out under there, bask under that full moon energy. Maybe set out some water to sit under the full moon there, Cancer. Get that water charged there, help that manifestation energy. And oh, we already said keep eyes on the moon. And you know, I was gonna say raise your vibration to the roof. Absolutely, there, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.